Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 2nd to the 8th of November 2015. So we're coming out of the Halloween weekend, which used to be called Samhain and is one of the sacred festivals of the year. It's a halfway point between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. But for me, this is it's an initiation period of 3 days that we can actually perform on the night and the night before and the night after. So the 30th, 31st and 1st, going into the darkness, purifying and aligning, and then coming out into the new year with more levity and brightness, cleanse. But it's also a 9-day period for me, because if you take the exact degree of the zodiac, 15 degrees Scorpio would be the pinpoint zodiac date of Halloween or Samhain, then that gives us a 9-day period from the 31st to the 8th of November. And this also incorporates Bonfire Night, which is very much part of Halloween and not a celebration in itself. So it's worth looking at this as a 9-day phase rather than a single night. On Monday we have Mercury going into Scorpio. Now this is where we can use our mind. The mind is a very sharp tool if we start to use it for what it was meant for, give it a job to do. And Mercury in Scorpio almost has the power to go in and make the subconscious conscious. We can actually monitor our thoughts and feelings. We can see where they're coming from, go to the roots, and if there's anything repressed or lurking there, we can bring that to awareness. So Mercury loves to bring to awareness and to make sense of things, and Scorpio loves to go into the dark and dig around and bring things to light. So for the next couple of weeks, from the 2nd of November onwards, we have Mercury in Scorpio, figuring out what's going on behind the scenes, where it's coming from, our thought forms, our beliefs, and whether they're serving us or not, or whether we can go in and heal those and change our mind and have different thoughts and feelings as a result. So very deep, very precise, very piercing energy there with Mercury in Scorpio. By Tuesday we have Mars and Venus meeting in Virgo. And this is the balance of masculine and feminine that we have across every atom in our multiverse. So Mars is the electro principle and Venus is the magnetic principle. So we have the electromagnetic balance of outward directed dynamic fire and inward receptive feminine water. So balancing those two out in the very productive but very fair sign of Virgo, we can really find that harmony now. We can really see not only where those are or aren't in balance, because we've done quite a bit of work on that lately anyway, but we can see what that actually means and how to apply it into our lives to live more balanced lives, because Virgo wants us to take the wisdom and apply it daily to actually do the work. So that's for Tuesday and Wednesday. We have Mars and Venus conjunct in Virgo, looking for that harmony, looking to create that balance and actually work with it going forwards to lead harmonious lives. By Thursday we come to Bonfire Night, which, like I say, is actually part of Halloween. This is partly due to the storage of food, the cold storage under the ground, and lighting fires above to stop the carrion crows carrying off the food before the land had frozen. So the early deep freeze principle there of lighting fires. But it's also to do with the heart flame. It's also to do with that ancestral spark. All fires used to be extinguished in the home, and then the central hearth fire lit, or the main fire on the sacred mound, and then all the fires rekindled from that one central fire. So we're looking at heart and hearth, and that spark that goes through our own heart back to our ancestral beginnings. So a very beautiful celebration with Bonfire Night. It doesn't have to be about Guy Fawkes if you don't want it to be, but it's about relighting the fire and recentering in the heart and stepping again into the new year, reborn and rekindled. The fireworks that we see on Bonfire Night are actually symbolic of the conception principle. And we're in Scorpio, so Scorpio is ruled by the regenerative organs, by the sexual organs, and the act of sexual union and conception. So we see the electro firework going and exploding orgasmically in the sea of the sky, the feminine womb. So fireworks are actually a symbolic representation of the act of conception, so it's still quite appropriate that we have those at this time, and even more so this week as we have that meeting of Mars and Venus in Virgo. So we're seeing the life-death principle go across the whole of this week in many, many ways. We've let go of the old year, we've cleansed, we've reached a state of alignment and purification with the Milky Way, within ourselves, and linking back with the umbilical cord of our ancestors, centering in the heart flame, centering around the hearth fire, and now celebrating the rebirth and the conception process with those fireworks on Bonfire Night on Thursday the 5th. By Friday we have the Moon joining Jupiter, Venus and Mars in Virgo, so there's a whole team there in Virgo amplifying what's already gone on this week. So an amplification of core energy and a realization of where we want to place that, where we can now start to direct our balanced self. So the Moon is our subconscious desires, our soul desires, and Jupiter here is the journey that we're going on, and our majesty, our ability to create from a place of authenticity. And then the Mars and Venus there, that balance of the masculine and feminine. So we have a super powerful day on Friday with the Moon, Jupiter, Venus and Mars all in Virgo, amplifying whichever energies we've aligned so that we can step forward. And this feels a bit like the seed being fertilized, because Virgo is to do with the harvest cycle from seed to fruit. So we're fertilizing that seed now over the Bonfire Night period, and we can reap the fruits of that harvest later on. So we're beginning a whole new journey of rebirth over this week. Then by Saturday and Sunday we have Venus entering into Libra. So Venus leaves Virgo and goes into Libra. Her work there is done, and now it's a time to glide and create. Libra is an air sign and carries that Venus tone through creativity, sound, light, beauty, flow, dance, song, inner vibrational healing. And there's a sense of grace coming in, as if we've done the alignment, we've done the purification, we've set our plans, we've had the conception and the fertilization of the seed, and now we can sit back a little bit and glide as that begins to unfold, as that begins to flow in its own time, and enjoy the creative process. It's not always about pushing forward. So this is the Mars-Venus balance. Mars wants to push forward and Venus wants to hold and grow. So with Venus going into Libra at the end of the week, that holding and growing and letting everything unfold as it should. If we put our attention to creative projects, if we allow ourselves to be in the flow and be in the moment, then we can glide into the weekend and out of the Halloween period completely reborn, completely recalibrated, completely refreshed, excited because the new journey is unfolding in front of us, but knowing that we can just put our focus, instead of rushing to the end, just put our focus on enjoying every day as it unfolds and enjoying being ourselves. Gratitude for our talents, gratitude for our values, gratitude for the love that we feel for ourselves, for our lives and for those around us. So that all gets tied up so beautifully by the weekend of the 8th and the 9th that we re-emerge from our cocoon like a butterfly, ready to take off, ready to just enjoy every day as it comes. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like to engage with these energies more and see where they apply to you, then you can either have a look every day at my In the Stars This Week page on www.astrozo.com, or maybe come and join my private members group where we're actually posting our charts and having discussions on where the current energies apply to us and how to work with them. If you'd prefer to remain in the background, then I do have plenty of courses with video and notes and email access so that you can actually study over the winter and learn some of these subjects for yourself. Or a one-to-one reading is a bit of both, really. We have a look at where you're heading, what's going on, what your unique vibrational imprint is, And I do like to teach as I do the readings, so you come away with plenty of tools to carry on learning your charts. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.